Hello, my charmed ones, and welcome back to my channel for another video. Today, I want to introduce you to a new design in the Charmed shop, the workflow task list. So this is the insert right here. And when you purchase this design, like the majority of inserts in my shop, you're going to end up receiving both the half letter size file, which this is here, and the personal size file, meaning that you can print this insert out in a variety of different sizes, including personal, half letter, A5, letter, A4, and more. Now, I created this insert specifically out of my own need for a planner page that would organize projects with a specific workflow. So as someone who is big on keeping my objectives organized, especially into project plans, I frequently have tasks or projects to manage that just don't make sense to use project planning pages for. So these would be smaller repetitive tasks where the workflow of actual tasks is the same process done over and over again. Instead of creating a dedicated project plan for these tasks, using this workflow task list is a much more ideal solution. So let me show you how to use this insert. First, let's go ahead and talk about the layout of the design so you can see how this is organized. So this insert is organized basically as a chart where you have a column on the left where you'll be able to check off the completion of a task or project. You have a large column in the center for you to actually list out the project name or tasks. And then you have 5 columns to the right where you can list up to 5 steps of your workflow or a systemized process. So to make this easier, I want to go ahead and actually work through a few examples so you can see this insert in action. Okay, so let's say that I want to use this insert to keep track of my YouTube video creation process. So creating an entire YouTube video and publishing it certainly falls under the parameters of a project for me, meaning it's an objective that has multiple steps to complete, but creating a project plan for each individual video is likely overkill for my needs. So using this insert, I can actually list out my video ideas and the steps of the video creation process and easily track where I am with each video project. Now, in terms of productivity, this insert isn't just about tracking projects. It also gives you the ability to batch your work, which happens to be a major tenet of the productivity philosophy that I prescribe to. So whenever possible, especially when it comes to something like filming videos, I like to organize my work so that I can film a few videos in one block of time so that I can save myself the time and energy that goes into preparing and working through each video individually. So that's why up here you can see in the workflow process, I have written out outline, film, edit, cover, and description. Those would be like the 5 steps of the workflow for me to create any video for my YouTube channel. So then what I could do here is I could go ahead and list out the actual videos. So essentially using this insert to organize, I'm able to actually go ahead and bulk through my work and clearly see where I am in terms of where in the process for each individual video in this example I am. And then of course, when a complete workflow has been finished, right, and the work is done, I can go ahead and check off the entire project. So let me show you another example that might be a little bit more applicable to those of you who might do something like administrative work as opposed to, making videos for YouTube. So once upon a time in a previous life, when I worked as a marketing coordinator for a sales team, I was in charge of managing customer contracts. So I had a system for processing those contracts into a database that was used by the sales team. So if I were to go ahead and sort of fill out this insert for that process, I could list out each of the elements or each of the steps and then be able to list out the actual names of the contracts. So for this work, for example, in order to be as productive and efficient as possible, I would block off time to complete these sorts of contract work about once a week as new contracts were sent to me on and off throughout the week. So this insert would have been so helpful to keep me on track of what stage of the process I was in for each contract. Instead of doing one contract start to finish at a time, I could bulk scanning in the contracts that I had in my possession, and then I could bulk upload them to the system, work on the auto scheduling of the payments, email the sales rep, and then go ahead and file all of them at once instead of, going through and start to finish working on one and then another and another. We know from like the study of productivity that bulking your work is so much more productive and efficient, especially when you have these sorts of tasks that are multiple step projects, but they're following a consistent set of steps that you would say would be like a repetitive system or process. So truly, this insert isn't just a planner page to keep you organized, it's also a way to effectively manage your workload on these sorts of system-based projects where the work is repetitive. So that's why I love this insert, and I'm so glad I have it now. And of course, if these examples resonated with the type of work that you may do from time to time, definitely consider getting your copy of the workflow task list over at the Charm Shop, because it will really help you to get these sorts of projects organized and executed as efficiently as possible. I'll go ahead and leave a link, of course, down in the description box where you can check out the insert. If you found this video to be helpful or informative, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up and feel free to share it with anyone you think would find it helpful. If you want more of the behind the scenes of my productivity life and business, make sure you're following me on Instagram at MissTrenchcoat. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me. And until next time, bye-bye.